How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with yet another review. A beer I actually can't believe I've never reviewed before. That'd be Equilibrium Brewing in District 96. It's their Sexual Fluctuation. Yeah. This is a 8% Double India Pale Ale by two of, I don't know, my favorite breweries around. I mean, Equilibrium. I've been chugging their beers from the get since they opened, and Pete and the boys down there do an awesome job with a bunch of different beers and styles. And Johnny over at District 96 is one of the nicest dudes in the history of Earth. And they made this, I think it was a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I forget when they made this, but I just didn't go to the brewery for the release. At the time, I wasn't really traveling that much for beer and things like that. And I just never picked it up. And a lot of people went gaga over it. And I think they brewed it a couple times since. I just never really got it. I've had it before because I was at the brewery. I was at actually Equilibrium, I think it was a week or two later, after they released this beer. And I guess they were hoisting a pallet, because if you've ever been to the old brewery, they had to like hoist, they would can up on the upper level and kind of move it down on this winch system. And I guess that broke, and it had a bunch of dented cans. Oddly enough, this one's quite dented. And I had some of those just going to the brewery and hanging out and stuff like that, but I didn't review it, but I really wanted to. How did I get this one? Courtesy of my boy Mike. Yeah, this is just under 2 months old, I believe. This can is fucked. So, oh, I got it. Yeah, look at that. So we'll see how this sucker shows and proves. But yeah, 8%, Equilibrium, District 96. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, label-wise, it's all right. You know what? This always reminded me of, and I'm assuming that's kind of the point here, because of the Sexual Fluctuation, which is Equilibrium Fluctuation, and then Sexual, I forget. John, you're gonna kill me. I forget their sexual thing. Sexual something. Anyway, it reminds me of Prince because of the purple and the whole kind of sexual sign thing and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, rich orange glow to this sucker. Big rich orange glow. Pinky finger, just under a pinky finger of tight compact head. It looks like a big rich kind of hazy double IPA. Let's see if we get a nose. It's like it's fruit juice, but added fruit juice. Like there's something else added to it. Like it's almost it's not necessarily getting to like Orangina, Sunny D vibes, but it kind of once gets there. Almost like a marmalade-y kind of sweetness to where there's that real organic kind of citrus leaning heavily with a little bit of tropical vibes. Definitely a bit of kind of stone fruit peachiness in there, but it's citrus driven, but it has that added component of that extra sweetness in there that isn't naturally derived. Now, I'm not calling it synthetic. It's just a little bit more kind of sweetened. It's not candy level, but yeah. Big, rich kind of citrus nose with that kind of nice, soft kind of stone fruit, a little bit of tropical fruit, not even a little bit, a decent amount on the other end of things. But that citrus is really the start of the show here, followed shortly behind by that stone fruit, and then that little bit of kind of nice, soft, kind of tropical behind it. It smells like an 8%. It smells like a double IPA. It smells like big, rich, and delicious. Let's dive in. Cheers. Man. Fucking mouthfeel. Jesus Christ, man. It's like, honestly, mouthfeel is so important for me. And Equilibrium very rarely disappoints on that front. Man. And the level of that green grass is epic. This is exactly that when I'm saying you're walking behind a fucking mower and those clippings are bashing you right into the face. It's that, man. It's like that green chlorophyll grassiness that I love so much that so many breweries don't actually get to. Good God. And the way you can get a beer that is aggressive while at the same time being so soft. That's why these guys don't fuck around. That's why these guys are doing some of the best IPAs in the game. And this is one of the best in the game. I mean, it's absolutely delicious. And it's funny because, like I said, I've had this before. I had it once or twice in line chairs. I had it on its own when I actually went and visited the brewery. But it's always kind of sandwiched in with conversation, or I had a beer beforehand or whatnot. Not the case here. You know what I mean? It's on its own. And I think it brings a little bit more kind of impactful in that sense. It makes sense, you know. You're not really chugging about your beers, and this you kind of sit there and you get to think about it. But even a beer, you're talking about 2 months old. You figure, okay, it's going to drop off. Maybe you get a little bit kind of hop creep, get a little bit of something like that going on. It's not the case here. I'm sure maybe the hops dropped off a little bit. Maybe the sweetness has kind of gone in a different direction. But it still shows that green grassiness, and it's such a beautifully epic level. It has that kind of rich kind of fruitiness that doesn't get overly sweet. I can't stress it enough. It's a sweet beer, but it's not even close to being perceptionally sweet. And this absolutely epic mouthfeel. This is good beer. That's what this is. Yeah, this reminds me of some of my favorite IPAs that come from up like Vermont, Connecticut way. That green grassiness is that chlorophyll-y green grassiness is the big thing I'm hanging on here. All day with that, man. I love this beer. This is absolutely fantastic. Man. Now I gotta go up there and get some next time they made it. And they just made it, like I said, less than 2 months ago, so it is what it is. But yeah, this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, anytime a beer shows green like this, I'm immediately going to bump it up in the queue as far as some of my favorite hazies go. When you wrap that green chlorophyll grass clipping thing in with it, and give me a tantalizing enough amount of fruity and richness without going over the top sweet. Sold all day. The guy in the first row. So, yeah, let's talk about it. Is this one of the better double IPAs I've had as of late? Yeah, without a doubt. It's probably Mount Rushmore status. I just dig it. And it's 2 months old. So there you go, guys. You make good beers and they last more than 2 months. Who would have fucking thunk it? Let's see. Value and availability. I think this is like 18, probably 18 to 20 bucks a can. I have no problem with that price point because of how much I dig it. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like hazies, if you like fruitiness, if you like that super soft mouthfeel with that combination of that green grassiness, this is you all day. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. You want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little hazy right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers.